What's going on, IG fam? This is Tommy Rodriguez back with Johnny. This is take two. We tried to already do a first video of this, but there was too many distractions. Phone was overheating, so many different issues. So we're gonna just dive right into the meat and potatoes. Where he's from, how long has he known me, his results with my Amazon automation service. Also, please keep in mind, this guy also has not just one, but he has also 2 stores with my service. So we're gonna dive into the in and outs of both stores, the problems that's happened on one of his stores versus the other store, and vice versa. So I'll let you take it over. How long have you known me? What made you want my service? And were you skeptical when you bought my service? Just stuff like that. Like tell the audience what they need to hear.
All right, so I've known Tommy since late 2018, something like that, when I ended up signing up, or it was mid 2018.
How'd you find me?
It was through one of my friends. His brother was signed up with a different, person. Then, they brought up Tommy's name, and I was like, you know what? Who is Tommy? And let me look into him. Did my research like anyone should before you sign up with anybody. I hit him up. I actually flew out to Sarasota, with cash, and $20K. This was back in December of 2018. Once I signed up, I already had everything set up and ready to go because I am a business owner. I have multiple businesses. So I had everything set up and ready to go pretty quick. First store launched in the end of January 2019, the end of January 2019. Started making some sales. My first store, has been up and running since then. It was doing really good, very promising. So I signed up for a second store. Second store, I think we signed up April?
About April.
April 2019. After that, both stores have been doing really good. Now this is where, not every store is alike. Every store is different. First store's had some issues. Second store's been running flawlessly.
So, a couple things I want you guys to also hear. He paid $20K, but he paid before I went up to price of $25,000.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this video, obviously currently at the moment I'm $25,000 for my service, but by January 2021 I am intended on going up to $30,000, should I say, for my service. So he already had a first store. Again, it was doing well. He decided he wanted a second store. Now, how long, again, people want to know, how long did it take for you to make your initial investment back on the first store?
On the first store, with having little issues here and there with credit card issues and stuff, it still picked up pretty quick. So I made my money back within 8 to 9 months on that first store.
Okay.
It's been running
pretty
awesome.
good.
It's awesome. I mean, you can't get that with any other business. Most businesses take about a year, 2 years, or maybe even longer to make your money back or your initial investment. That's if it's successful. Most businesses fail within the first few years. They go belly up. This is hands off. I don't have to do anything. The team manages everything from start to finish, from doing the product research to listing the products to shipping. Getting the products shipped out, customer service, returns, everything. This is a fully passive income.
So wait, you're telling me you don't do any work?
Nothing.
No work.
Not at all.
You just refresh your Amazon app, get paid from Amazon every couple weeks.
That's it. That's all I do. All I do is
refresh.
Yeah. All I do is just go.
By the way, for the audience, are you a paid actor?
Nope.
So I didn't pay you to come out here. Okay. Now, guys, if you've watched a lot of my other videos, again, and if you've been following me for quite some time, I'm probably going to repeat this in a lot of my videos going forward because I know a lot of people are just starting to follow me. You're new to follow me. You haven't watched my prior videos or whatever. I've done videos with clients who are netting $100,000 net profit per month in the last 30 days. To a client just a couple weeks ago, not even, that was doing net $50,000 of net profit with my service. He had his bookkeeper double checking the books, CPA, he had his Google Sheets with the numbers all verified, all matching everything his bookkeeper and CPA says. And then again, I have some clients that are doing $5,000 a month to $3,000 to $10,000. It will vary. No 2 stores are ever alike. So again, with that being said, your second store, how long did that take? Did you make your money back on that one, and how long?
Second store, again, started in April of 2019. That one took a little bit longer to make my money back. Even though we had no issues on that store, but we made the money back in like 9 to 10 months. All right, ever since then, I mean, it's been picking up. It's like any business, it has its ups and downs. The one month it'll be really, really good in sales. The next month it might drop a little bit. Yeah. Like you said, no 2 stores are alike. And I think with my situation, with my case, that I have 2 stores is like a perfect example because my first store, it's had ups and downs. All right, I've gone from having credit card issues, you know, with American Express, having, you know, triggered a financial review, which happens a lot, especially because if you're new with American Express, or if you're established already, but you don't have that many, you know, that much in transactions a month. Let's say if you're normally doing $5,000 or $10,000 in transactions a month, and then all of a sudden you get hit with like $50,000, $60,000 in a month. American Express can be like, hey, what's going on? Is this fraud? They're gonna, you know, trigger a financial review, which is what happened in my case. Now, everyone's case is gonna be different. I ended up going through a financial review twice in 2019, and it really affected the performance of my store. All right, my second store, luckily, it was a little bit newer. It didn't have to, you know, go through all that. But yeah,
When you say you went through like the Amex reviews and stuff like that, did that cause, what happened with your stores because of that? Like suspensions? Did you have to turn your store on and off? Like, explain to the people just so people understand.
basically, all right. So with me having to have the credit card issues or whatever, I had to go on there and flip my store on vacation, turn the vacation mode on and off, and that really hurts your account health, your metrics, and all that. Then you end up losing buy box. Buy box is really important. It's key. If you're a new seller, it takes what, 90 days?
Yeah,
or
give or
something like
take.
that to
90 traditionally takes about 90 days from your first sale.
Give
for
or
you to
take.
give or take, before you actually get the buy box, and that's like basically Amazon's probation period.
Yeah.
That allows you to be able to have more traffic that gets drawn to your store. So if your store is doing 10,000 a month, you could easily be doing 100,000 in the next 30 days, if not way sooner, based on your capital, the VA, the issues of your store, and so many factors, especially if you already have the buy box. So one thing that I really take keen on, or should I say I try to make sure that people understand when they're watching my stories on Instagram, Facebook, I always talk a lot about suspensions, right? Because Amazon suspensions is a real thing. And I try to let people know up front, it's in my sales video, how it's in my contract, in my stories, I talk about it, that can happen at any given time. Doesn't mean you're out of your investment, it just means that it's something that could set you back. So here's obviously one of my clients that has dealt with it not once, but twice. And I want you to explain to them why it happened, when it happened. I believe we have it on the notes again. We're going to show you guys as we dive into the profits, the revenue, the profits. We're going to show you guys all this so that you guys can see. And again, if you've been following me, you know that I like my clients to show their profits. This was something that he already had access to, that's verified by his bookkeeper, his CPA. He just was able to print them out so that he could bring them here for you guys so you could see in person. So why don't we explain, like, at least your first suspension? I believe you even have it down.
Yeah. All right. So, fourth quarter's basically here. It's at our front door, basically.
Yes.
It's the most crucial time for us, as you know.
Sellers.
Yeah. So basically, my first suspension happened right after the end of fourth quarter, right at New Year.
Last year?
Yeah, last year. All right. So I can't remember how much I was making in sales back then. Let's see. We didn't make that much, but still, there's going to be so many people making returns, you know, complaining about, you know, my product arrived a little too late because they didn't get their stuff in time for Christmas or whatever. So your order defect rate is going to go up, all right? And that's what happened with me. My order defect rate went up, all right? So I ended up getting suspended, and that happened in January 29, or this year, my bad, January 19th of this year, all right? Got suspended. I was up and running in two and a half days. All right, so I was up and running again by the 21st. I didn't do anything. I didn't even hit them up or say, hey, you know, my store's suspended. I saw it. I knew it was happening, but I was like, hey, I trust Tommy. I trust the team. Let the team handle it. Tommy hit me up. Hey, your store's about to be up in like 15 minutes. Boom, it was up. Tommy, just as promised, just as, you know, advertised, he delivered. All right.
And what I want to piggyback off that real quick before he keeps diving into it, like, a lot of times people, when they have my service, a lot of people feel like, oh my God, my account maybe is at risk of suspension. Like, they might see that and they might freak out. But that at risk doesn't mean you're gonna get suspended. It just means, hey, your metrics or late shipment or whatever the case is over, and a lot of people will panic and freak out.
Exactly.
And it's normal, I guess. I get it. You know, you're investing in something, but people also knew the risk when they came into the business, just like yourself. And a lot of people, I think, fail to realize that we have access to the account too. So everything you guys see, we see. So there's no need to freak out. I get it. It happens. And obviously we don't want it to happen, but there's so many clients that it doesn't happen to, and then there's some clients that it happens to within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, or whatever the case is. And we deal with it just like any other business.
Yeah.
So I'll let you continue.
Yeah. Everyone's store is gonna be different.
Totally different.
No two stores are the same. All right. So that was my first suspension. Besides the issue that I had with them, credit card, American Express. It can happen with any other credit card, obviously. Then right before this whole COVID situation happened, I ended up getting suspended again. When was it?
March 18th?
In March 18th of this year, right before it happened, and it took exactly 3 months to get back up and running. I wasn't texting Tommy, hey, my store's suspended, let's get it back up and running, because obviously, Amazon's taking forever to reply. Less employees,
the COVID situation.
There's so much going on. The whole world is different now. 3 months, my store's back up and running, and they were holding $39,000, $40,000 in funds, which for most people, it's gonna hurt, because most people are like living paycheck to paycheck.
Correct.
Luckily, I don't. I'm not in that situation. It's another thing that Tommy's talked about before, and I've seen in his videos. If you have to get a loan to be able to pay for the service, or get a loan to be able to fund products, this service is not for you. Honestly, it's not. And this comes from me as a business owner. I've got not just 1 or 2 or 3 businesses. I got multiple businesses, so I know the ins and outs of this. You know what I mean? I know how to check the books. I know how to do my own bookkeeping, accounting, all that. But always have your own accountant, your own CPA that knows exactly how to check your books. But then again,
and again, this is to piggyback off what he's saying, is that I can't stress the importance of having your own CPA and bookkeeper, because we have it now in my contract as of even earlier this year, to make sure that clients understand that you need to have your own. Because a lot of people, what they were to do or used to do is, hey, I owe $8,000 on my credit card, Amazon's paying me $6,000. This isn't adding up, dude. Am I even making money? And then people freak out, and not realizing it's like Amazon might be holding more money that hasn't paid you out yet, maybe for the following week, or there's reserves, or there's this, there's that. There's so many different factors that will play a role. And again, unless you're a certified CPA or a bookkeeper, like, if you have to bring stuff to our attention like that, we require that you at least have somebody doing your books that actually knows what they're looking for, because a lot of people, again, don't know what they're looking for, but they will automatically freak out. And we have something that happened to one of his stores earlier, I believe it was last year.
What, August, September?
August, September, and I'll just dive into it, is that I'm truly transparent with my service, truly transparent with the results. Last year, we had a corrupt VA, and who knows if there was ever more, who knows if there's any as we keep expanding and growing, because that's just business. Yeah. I know for me, when I used to work in the corporate America world, when I was like 17 through 20, hell, maybe even like $15, $16, there was times where, I would I work at Wendy's as a cashier, and I would skim $1 or 2 here and there from paying back from somebody working, me at the cashier register. Obviously not proud of it, but I've been in positions where I've stolen food out of jobs, or I've done things, again, not super proud of, but I did things like that. And obviously I wasn't caught, right? Yeah. But I say that to say this, is that we've had people, or a VA back then, that added another $1 or 2 into his profit sheet, and basically they wanted to get paid extra because we go based on a percentage split for the team. So if it's a 70-30 split after a couple months, the VA is going to get more money based on, obviously, if the client makes more money as well. So we had a corrupt VA. I addressed it with my manager. It took a couple of days, 2-3 days. We fired the VA, and then on top of that, I believe I compensated everybody in my Facebook group, everybody, because I didn't know who else it was happening to. So that's why I obviously felt the need to comp everybody. Basically, they got a free month. They didn't have to pay a bill, because I roll with transparency and integrity. So when stuff like that happens, last thing I want is people pointing fingers at me, thinking, hey, Tommy's doing something with the books, he's skimming. And that's also why we made it a requirement for people to have their own CPA and bookkeepers. And again, this is stuff that I don't think most people will tell you. Exactly. At the end of the day, I'm truly transparent about the results. That this is still a business. Anything can happen. Obviously, if things like that come to our attention, Johnny brought it to my attention. He went through it. He sent me a screen recording. He showed me, hey, this is where this is messed up. This is messed up. So we corrected. We fixed it. And again, both of his stores now, 8-9 months, made first investment back, second one, 9 to 10 months. And that's just, again, less than a year. Yeah. I quote people 12 to 18 months to make a full return on their investment. That could take longer, that can happen sooner. Just because that you see his store and even a lot of my other clients making it back in under a year does not guarantee or represent in any shape or form that you're going to make your return in under a year. If you come in here, you have to have the expectations that your money is going to be gone for at least about a year and a half. So if you get it back sooner, great, you're much happier because you expected it gone for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to piggyback on that, but I mean that's something that I said, I feel like I want to bring up because I want people to understand and truly see it for what it is.
Yeah. Like you said, I mean, everyone's store is different. I made my profit back on my first store 8-9 months. Since my first store started back in February, I would say February 2019, so far I've made, because I know everyone's going to be asking, how much have I made in profit? All right, I signed up back when it was $20,000, for the service. This store made its profit back in 8-9 months. So far, counting the initial investment, it's made $45,000, $46,000. All right, and this is a store that's had the issues with credit card and being suspended for 3 months. Now my second store, same thing. Signed up with $20,000, made my money back in 9-10 months. I mean, and then that one's made about $62,000 in profit. All right, everyone's gonna be asking, why one more? Why is the other one making less? Everyone's store's gonna be different.
Yeah.
Once had issues, the other one didn't. Just be patient.
And that's what it is. And when he's talking about numbers, we're also talking about after. Again, I know people are going to ask, is that before or after the team is paid? I believe that was paid after the team. After the team obviously got their cut. So he obviously got another $20,000 because he bought the service at a $20,000 before my increase. And because obviously I like to grandfather him in, obviously I gave him the same price after I went up to $25,000 for my service. So in a minute, obviously, we'll show the Amazon app so you guys can see the revenue, you guys can actually see the profits, so we're not just reading some bullshit that's on a piece of paper. But you've also been in the group for a long time.
Yeah.
What has your thoughts been about like the clients in the group, like the happy clients, the frustration clients? Like, what is your perspective on that?
There's a mixture of happy clients and people that are frustrated. The ones that are frustrated, it's always because, hey, my store's not picking up quickly, or my store's too slow, or my numbers aren't adding up. There's a lot of people, a lot of clients in the group that are helpful. They'll help you out on trying to figure out, where the issues are, how to guide you on for tax exemption even. I even made a post on there, which was very, very detailed, to get tax exempted, with one of our suppliers. It's step by step. I provide all the links and all that. Not just me, but there's other people that have helped out as much as I have. I'm not that active on social media anymore, but I still help out every now and then. Most of the complaints that that I see is just, hey, my store's not picking up, or profit margin, my numbers don't add up. For that, credit card issues, get more credit cards if that's what you have or need. If you can, it all depends on your credit score and all that. Going back to what we said earlier, if you need a loan, don't do it. This is not for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And again, the reason why I think a lot of people are going to ask, like, why can't we take out a loan? Because on top of having to pay your monthly bill here with us, if your loan is for a 6 to 12 month loan or something like that, and then interest, and then hypothetically speaking, if you don't make your money back within a year, then you still have to pay the loan. Or what happens if you're suspended and they're holding even a couple thousand, or maybe they're not holding anything at all, and you get suspended, and then now you have to pay that loan back. And then what happens is those clients who really desperately needed that money, so they took out a loan. Again, nothing wrong with using other people's money, obviously in the sense of using the bank, but unless you have that money in your own bank account when you're taking out a loan, it's not going to be for you. Because honestly, no offense, from my experience from dealing with, obviously 575 plus clients and doing this for 2.5 years now, those clients have been, I'm going to be honest, like some of the most headaches.
Yeah.
Because now they're stressing us out. Now they're concerned. I got to pay back my loan. I got to pay my rent. I got to pay my car. So unless you have it just sitting in your bank account, or you at least have the money to cover it in case the loan doesn't, pay off in time, then that's the only way that I could see justifiable. But if you need the loan and you have like only $5,000 in your bank, it's not going to be for you. Just because, like, no offense, we have to pre-qualify people and make sure people are in a position, and we don't want to put you in your position at some type of risk that's going to put you guys like in a stressful mood, which will then obviously force us to kind of stress out on some level. So as he said, obviously there's a mixture of obviously a lot more happy clients in the group than maybe some upset clients. But as he said, some upset clients have just been
It's a mixture.
Yeah,
It's a mixture of both.
Not store not doing 200,000 or stores not doing 300,000 a month like some of my clients. His stores aren't in revenue. His stores aren't even doing a lot, and we're going to show that in a second. His stores aren't doing a lot right now in actual revenue, but the profit is still there. A lot of people think, oh, because the store's doing 300,000 or 4 or 5, like some of the clients that I've shown. That's great, and yes, some of them are making 100,000 or 50,000 or 40,000, but we have clients that are doing $50,000 a month in revenue, but they're producing about 7-8K a month in profit. You don't have to have the most revenue to have those numbers. So if you guys are asking what is the average like return that we try to go for, we try to tell clients at least 10 to 20%, but we have clients even with our dropshipping business model that are doing anywhere between 20%, 30, 40 to even 50% margins. Again, no guarantees or representations that you're going to come in and do 40%. You might come in and do 5 to 10% your first couple months, and then it might scale up from there based on your VA, the problems, and the competitors. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about that he talked about is that his first store obviously is having a little bit of, head hiccups.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I know, and I'll probably let him dive more into it, is that his stores went from right off suspension. I think in like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, your store did what, 75,000 in sales?
Yeah.
And now it's tanked and it's back down to 30,000 because it will fluctuate. But usually that's because of competitors or problems, losing the buy box. There's a lot of competitors, especially around fourth quarter, that will buy products off your store just to leave you bad reviews, just to leave you bad, open up all these returns and just try to hurt you to try to get you suspended because they have that scarcity mindset as far as, oh, I want my store to get all the sales. Like, there's not enough for everybody. There's plenty for everybody.
Yeah.
So what's your thought? Obviously, we targeted on that. Your second store, why don't we show you Amazon apps? Again, like I said, both of these stores are doing under 6 figures, and if you watch my last couple videos, I have a client that was doing $250,000 in the last 30 days, another client that was doing $130,000. His stores are doing a little less than 6 figures, but he's already made his investment back, so whatever he's making now, his net profit, and just because he's doing, let's say, $30,000, $20,000, or $50,000 on one store now, doesn't mean in the next 30 days you're not going to produce $100,000 or $150,000. It's Amazon. It can fluctuate so quickly.
Alright, so I'm going to show the last 30 days.
Alright. Swipe it down when they see it.
Alright, now this is the last 30 days. Alright, this is the first store that we were talking about that has had all the hiccups, issues, and stuff like that. Like I said, this is the last 30 days.
It's real.
Okay, refreshing it, just so y'all can see it. Alright, obviously I've been having a lot of orders, a lot of returns, and a lot of negative feedback, a lot of bad reviews.
This is the first store, yeah?
This is the first store. But let me show you the last 12 months, okay? The last 12 months we've made just about almost $640,000 in sales. All right, this is the last 12 months. Okay, let me refresh it for you guys.
And again, guys, it will fluctuate. I'm gonna let him show his other one in a second. Again, the last live I did, it's on my IGTV wall. He did 1.8 million in the last about 12 months. And crushing it. But there's so many different factors. Didn't have an AMAX review, didn't have a lot of competitors reporting his stuff, and some of these things are just totally out of order.
Yeah. All right, so now I'm going to show you my second store.
This is the second one on this other phone.
All right, so this one is doing about $52,000 in sales. Okay. This is the second store. Let me refresh it for you guys.
Again, revenue is sexy, but revenue doesn't pay the bills.
It doesn't.
Profit's really the only thing that counts. Again, when I show, oh, go ahead. Is that for the year?
Yeah, this is the last 12 months.
Okay.
So the last 12 months we made about $584,000 in sales. This is just revenue, okay? Not profit. Don't get excited.
Yeah.
It's not that much.
It's still nice. It's still great. And it's still great to be able to break even in under a year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Again, most businesses don't even make a profit for their first 1 to 2 years. So the fact that I have way more clients making their money back in under a year than, not, obviously is great. But again, guys, I stress the whole 12 to 18 months because some of that can go part of your setup, some of your issues, stuff like that. So, didn't know if you guys had any questions. Where are we at on time? Okay.
All right,
do you guys have any questions? Oh, go ahead. Oh,
yeah,
that's the
profit sheets. All right, so I'm going to show you guys profits for, I guess, this year. All right. y'all want to take a look? This is for my first store. Okay. My first store. That's profit margins, you know, the ROI percentage, just so you can get an idea. Not every month is going to be the same. Okay.
It will fluctuate.
Yeah. And this is the store that had suspensions. Okay. Now this is my second store. Okay. Same thing. You can see the profits, the ROI. Okay.
As you can see, the numbers all the way to the left is also what he did in sales. He wrote it down because, again, he printed out these paperworks so that he could have it to, you know, present it to you guys. We're obviously out here in Dallas. It's what, September 28th, 2020.
Yeah.
So you guys know that this isn't an old video from 2017 or 16 or anything like that. What kind of questions do you guys have that maybe we can answer before we wrap it up? I feel like we've covered everything from suspensions to profit to issues to, you know, the best parts of the business. So if you guys have any questions, I'm just letting my buddy Mac go through some of these questions. Seeing if there's any.
We did go through the suspension on the first store, right?
Yeah,
okay.
we did.
Yeah.
And again, guys, he's not a paid actor, nothing like
Nope.
that. And I mean, I say that jokingly because I know there might be people that watch my videos. Oh, maybe you're paying these people or this and that. Like,
Nah, I'm just kidding. He gave me $100. Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, 150. Yeah, at the end of the day, you know, I like people to see the transparency, the good, the bad, the ugly. So people, you know, if they get started with my service, they can't feel some type of way or like, oh, you didn't tell us this or you didn't tell us that. Like,
He's fully transparent about everything. Dude.
I try to put everything on the table so you guys understand. Also, while he's still looking for some questions, keep in mind I am going up the price by January 2021, so literally in 2.5 months. And currently at the moment, if you've been watching my videos, my Rolls Royce giveaway is officially live. So if you're watching this, this is for existing clients who are already part of my service and new clients. I keep looking that way because my girlfriend's distracting me. So some people might be asking about capital. If you're asking like his capital, I'll answer one and then I'll ask him what his capital is. A good capital to start with is around $15,000 to $20,000 to start. What is your capital like for both stores?
So when I started with American Express spending power, because American Express is charge cards, I had 40 to 50,000 per credit card. Now I have, I think, 5 or 6 cards, depending on which store we're talking about, you know, for each store. So my capital is about $200, almost $300,000 in available capital per store in spending power. Am I going to use all that? Probably not. But it's available in case I do need it for fourth quarter. And I'm also applying for more credit cards. Now, you can start off with less, you know, or more. It doesn't matter. But then again, it's better to have more capital than not enough.
Better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it.
Exactly.
And guys, keep in mind, obviously, we're in this whole pandemic of the COVID crap that's going on.
So credit card companies are being a lot more cautious about how much they're lending out. So today I might have $200,000-$300,000 in capital and spending power, but maybe tomorrow it triggers another financial review and they drop it to $100,000. You never know with these banks in the situation that we're living in nowadays. So.
And honestly, just to kind of piggyback off what he said, like that's actually happened. I've had clients that have had $100K available, and then all of a sudden Amex or one of their credit cards knocks it down to $20,000, $25K. Now their store that was doing $600,000, $800,000 or whatever it was doing, now we have to slow down, and it causes problems. It can cause a suspension. It can cause all types of issues. And guys, like I said, we're going through this whole COVID crap right now. And a lot of shops are still closed down. And Black Friday, Cyber Monday, every single one of these holidays, you're not going to be able to get up and actually go shopping. All the shopping is going to be done online at Amazon, all the client stores. I mean, so many of my client stores, because of the pandemic, have actually increased dramatically because your grandmother that didn't used to shop online, guess what? They're shopping now on Amazon. Your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, it doesn't really matter.
Everybody.
So everybody is shopping even 10 times more online because of everything going on. And again, because of all the stores are going to be closed for all these massive holidays that are coming up, where do you think everyone's shopping? Again,
Amazon.
Amazon is the biggest platform out there. It's bigger than its top 10, 15 competitive retailers combined. You cannot top Amazon sales. It's crazy. Thank you, Jeff Bezos. So I don't know if you guys have any other questions that we can answer. I know this video is kind of long enough. but I wanted to really touch upon a lot of the, I'm not gonna say the downside of this business, but just a lot of the BS that can happen, so that people, you know, feel that and know that I'm being transparent of what to expect or could happen. Any other questions you're seeing, Mackenzie?
Is there support to resolve issues if obstacles come up?
Yes, we do have a support team. I actually have a consultant that handles all the legwork. Plus, we have customer service. We have a back portal. Plus, we have like pretty much what we call like an app that we are developing right now that should be available soon, that people can just have on their phone, do live chat with us, customer service. They can check their profits. They can check their referrals. So many different things. And honestly, I really didn't even want to talk about that on this live because it's coming out, and like we talked about it. Yeah, they're not ready for it. Like what we have, it's been being worked on for the last 2.5 months, and it's almost finally ready. Also, like I said, guys, the Rolls Royce giveaway is obviously live now. Literally, anybody that's coming in as a brand new client is going to qualify to win the Rolls Royce. The video should be dropping soon. We have the title, we have the paperwork. This is all done on the up and up. So that, you know, anybody that's looking to obviously get my service, you're not only going to have a chance to win the Rolls Royce, but you're going to have a chance to you're going to have a chance to win the Rolls Royce. Then on top of that, you're going to be making profits, obviously, with the Amazon store. So it's like a win-win. And if you're one of the people that win the Rolls Royce, again, like I said in my last video, don't be stupid. Don't try to keep it and just stunt. Like, again, do whatever you want with it, but take that, flip it, and you can still get hundreds of thousands of dollars for that vehicle. And then turn around, buy more stores, use it for capital for your stores, do whatever you want. So
be smart about it.
Yeah, be smart about it. Put it back into something that's going to earn you an income. And I'll probably wrap it up here since seeing there's probably no more questions. Again, if you're one of the people that win the car, I guess one of the things I'm not going to suggest, because I know people are going to ask about, oh, should I take it? Should I put it in real estate? Should I do this? Real estate right now, in my personal opinion, is dead because of everything that's going on. And I can speak from experience because I have around almost $2 million tied up in something that I haven't been paid in a little over 8 months. Okay, so you guys can imagine. I know a lot of people might be nervous about, hey, buying $25,000. I have almost $2 million tied up. That there's certain situations going on with that I'm not even sure when I'm getting that money back at this point. So as somebody who runs a business and multiple businesses and invests in things, I understand what it's like to risk money and be unaware of when that money's coming back or what's going to happen. Amazon, honestly, is probably the safest bet and the best place you should put your money right now, because honestly, it's only getting better.
Yep.
So do you have anything left that you want to say to anybody that might be watching?
I think that's it.
So with that said, guys, this video will obviously be saved. We're going to save it. We're going to add it to IGTV probably in the next 24, 48 hours, give or take. If you guys have any questions, go to TommyRodriguez.com. If you could pin that for me. I don't know if you could type and pin that without hanging up the call. But TommyRodriguez.com. Watch the video. If you're interested after you watch the video, go ahead and book a call. You'll talk to my sales team. They'll answer any other questions. See if you even qualify to work with us. And then on top of that, you'll get the legal contract that has all the details and everything that you need. And I appreciate you even letting me come out here.
Yeah, of course.
And again, guys, next week I'm probably going to New York City. The week after I'm probably going to Atlanta. I'm going to keep doing this back and forth with a lot of my clients so you guys can see the transparency and hear it from a bunch of people's mouths, so it's not just coming from me. Other than that, guys, we'll see you at the top. Take care.